Guys, I'm back again with another book review. It's been a long time. Actually, the book that I picked this time was pretty fat, and I'll just reveal the book. The book is Autobiography of a Yogi, which in Hindi translates to Yogi Kathamrit. So I could have gone for a English copy, but I purposely went for a Hindi one. It was just that I just wanted to read something in Hindi, and it's been a long time since I read something in Hindi. All the books that I read recently were mostly in English. And when I was a child, I used to love reading Hindi stories, Hindi poems. So it was just that I wanted to read something in Hindi. That's why I picked this copy. This book actually is Autobiography of Paramhans Yoganand ji, who was a saint, and he has a great story, by the way. Just a normal child who since his childhood had fascination about all the saints, Mahatmas, sannyasis, and he was so fascinated that his family members were a little scared that this child will become a saint and he'll leave the family and all the material life. And this book actually is a pretty thick book. It is around 500 something pages. No, actually it is 714, but yeah, there are a lot of references which you will be skipping, but still it is around something 670 680 pages. That's why it took a long time to read this one, because I have to read this along with my job, as I might have shared in earlier videos that I work in an IT company. So first of all, how I liked this book, did I like it or not? Yeah, actually I did like it. This actually is one of those books, if you get a hand on one of this, you first of all should thank God if you believe in God or any superpower, and you should actually feel blessed that you got this book to read, because I truly believe that it's not the person who chooses the book, but it's the other way around. It is the book which chooses a person. So I got this copy for myself, started reading it, and I really felt great. I feel blessed. This book has a lot of wisdom. You can't digest it in one go. This is one of those books that you'll be reading. Once you read it completely, you'll be reading it at different points of life. Like you can pick it again in whichever point of life you are in, and again it will refresh you with a big dose of wisdom. It can't be comprehended easily. I think it will be comprehended easily by people who are practitioners, who practice meditation. But but still, you'll require 2 to 3 readings of this book in order to completely get the essence of it. So this book starts with the journey of a boy in Kolkata, who has a fascination for saints and sannyasis. He wants to know their lifestyle. He's fascinated by it, and he always has a feeling inside him since childhood that he wants to go to the Himalayas. And then there is tussle with his family, because obviously a small child who has such a fascination, it scares his family, and they don't want him to become a sannyasi or a saint or go into that direction. His father is in a good position in the railways, and he too wants him to join railways. And then the journey begins, the tussle that is very beautiful, the journey of him meeting different types of gurus and sannyasis in his different points of life. Just to begin with Lahidi Mahashay and Sri Yukteswar ji, who actually is with him till the end of the story. So these two people, and there are a lot of other saints who are with him in his entire lifetime. A very special journey. During his college, there are many scenes which might many people think to be magical or superstition, but then that is how people say, right? If you believe in something, you don't need any evidence, and if you don't believe, no evidence will work. So it is that kind of book. It also gives a very good scientific explanation with facts on things which are not easily digestible by a common person, who will not digest the facts easily of people living without food for 27 years, 30 years without food and water. And then he tries to give the scientific explanation, which actually in my opinion, I don't think that scientific facts and experiences and reasonings behind those magics was required for this book. But Paramhans Yogananji has mentioned it. There is a very nice story. There are a lot of stories in every chapter, and every chapter has a lot of wisdom. But just to mention one is so he explains about life. So there is a guy who is traveling in a train, and he has no seat because all the seats are occupied, and he has luggage on his head, and he's standing on the train, and the train is running, and suddenly another person recognizes and says, "Hey, why have you kept this luggage on your head while the train is already going and it will take you wherever it has to? So you can just keep the luggage on the floor and the train will take you to the journey." So you, from such incidents, you get to understand that life is like this. It will take you wherever it has to take you. It is not stopping. Life is just going. Even if it is a bad moment, it will pass, because that is life. It doesn't stops. So such kind of wisdoms, there are many such wisdoms in this book. A lot of deep explanation about the Sukshma Sharir, the Sthul Sharir, which in English will be the karmic body, the causal body. So I think it is a great read. Everyone should read it. You'll have to read it twice or thrice. This book has been read by a lot of celebrities, actually Rajnikant, and it has changed life of many. Even this book explains Kriya Yoga, which is a special kind of yoga, which has also been explained in Bhagavad Gita. If someone of you might have read it. So Rajnikant read this book and he got initiated by the practice of Kriya Yoga. They have a Yogda Satsang Society, which actually is established in Jharkhand, and from there you can get initiated with the Kriya Yoga practice. So it's a great book. I think everyone should read it, either you are spiritual or not, but you should once go through this book. It is a life-changing book. This is one of those books that you will not be giving to other people. You will keep this in your library. You will not share it with others until or unless they give you a proof or they give you assurance that they'll return it to you. Because many times you give books to people and they don't return it. That is a very common thing that I think many book lovers have suffered through. Yeah, that you give books to people and then they don't return it. Anyways, a great book. It definitely has the power to change life of many people. I won't go into the deep explanations of this book. Yes, it has a lot of spiritual wisdom, but it's not like a normal any other spiritual book, because it's a journey from the childhood till the end days of this guy, who then moves to America and London in order to spread the spiritual teachings of his guru. This also explains about the Mahavatar Babaji, who is also said to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva. So, a very great book. Not easy to digest for everyone, but yes, I would recommend it. And one of the best things I liked about this book is, since it has been told, the stories begins from the childhood. Not only you learn from the journey of that guy from Paramhans Yogananji, you also have the opportunity to examine his life and how he himself, being a saint, was still involved in material things, as he explains throughout the story about his Ford car, and how when one of his guru is about to leave his body, at that time he cries, in spite of knowing the fact that everyone has to die one day. Still, even big saints have a little trouble while they are leaving the body, or their loved ones are leaving their body. They still feel the pain. So a great book. I would recommend you'll get it in Flipkart or Amazon around. I got it around 200 something. Although the print rate is 150, you can't help it when you have so many sellers on Flipkart and Amazon. But I purposely wanted a Hindi copy. That's why I picked this one. Definitely would recommend everyone to go through this book. And never try to such books. You should keep one thing in mind. Never try to read these books in one go. Because every chapter is very heavy. So read one chapter and try to just live that chapter. Whatever the teachings are in that chapter, just try to live it. At least for the time when you are reading this book. Just try to incorporate those thoughts. And if you want, you can just start practicing any kind of meditation or something. It just makes your body, see, meditation makes your body a little, it is like a, what should I say, it is like a machine. You are just making your machine ready. This human body, you are making it ready to digest all the spiritual wisdom in this book. So meditation is an exercise that will help you digest all these, I don't know, millions, billions of words easily. So it just makes your body ready for knowing God and knowing the great teachings. Yeah, so I think that's the review. I'm starting reading another book. I don't have it here right now, but actually I'm picking Vaishwanar, which is written by Shiv Prasad Singh. So it is writing which is not exactly, it is a little fictional writing on Kashi, which we also call as Varanasi or Banaras, on the history of Kashi. So that review will be coming, I don't know when, because that is a very pretty, it is a pretty thick book, thicker than this one. So I'm probably breaking another record now, because I don't have any idea how I complete these books, because someday I'll get around time to read around 2-3 pages, and someday I won't even read one. So let's see, but this is a must buy. Bye bye guys. See you another time when I complete Vaishwanar, and you can subscribe my channel if you want such book reviews, because I like reading books, I love reading books, and more often I try reading books which are related to Hinduism teachings, because that is a topic which attracts me. So it usually pulls me towards itself. So I like reading such topics. Also I have my eye on J. Sai Deepak's India, that is Bharat. So probably I'll do that too. But yeah, that's it for now. Bye bye, take care, and yeah, subscribe to this channel. Bye.